Who do you like right now?
Who do I like?
Yeah.
Classical music.
Classical?
That's what I sleep to. It's people who come around me, they're surprised because that's what I listen to.
Yeah.
All day is classical music.
What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking all about Michael Jackson's Beat It, filming locations, and so much more. Now, I put a poll up on YouTube not that long ago asking you what you wanted me to do next, and I listened because it was overwhelmingly the Beat It filming locations. That's what we're going to do today, and in fact, right now behind me is one of the filming locations of the Beat It video. Now, both Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones wanted a rock song on the Thriller album, and Beat It was it. It had heavy guitar, had heavy drum beats, and a bass-melting guitar solo done by Eddie Van Halen. Now, the interesting thing about Eddie Van Halen is he was not paid for this gig. In fact, he didn't want to get paid. In fact, this is what he said. Let's listen.
Well, I didn't ask for anything. It was about 20 minutes out of my life. Quincy had called me up and asked me if I wanted to do it. And the honest God truth, the band's policy was, we don't do things outside of the band at the time. And everybody was out of town, so I had no one to ask. And I swear to God, I figured, who's going to know if I play on this Black Kids record?
Now, the Michael Jackson Beat It video came out on March 31st, 1983, just a few months after the Billie Jean video. Now, both of these songs would come off of the Thriller album released in November 1982. Now, starting out right here behind me is the warehouse from Beat It. It's now Soccer Shop USA. And now at this location is where the knife fight happened and the synchronized dancing happened right behind this roll-up gate right here. Now, Eddie Van Halen's face-melting guitar solo actually happens during the knife fight.
The funniest thing of all was I actually rearranged the song. The section he wanted me to solo over was just, there's no chord changes underneath it. So I had to rearrange the song. And then Michael came in and I said, oh, I hope you don't mind, I changed your song. And he listens and he goes, no, I really like that high-fast stuff you do.
Now, Michael Jackson wanted this video to be authentic, so they came out to a part of LA that is fairly unsafe, actually. In fact, most of the locations, I would advise people, if you come down in the area, to be very cautious. And if you do come around here and you're filming, just be aware that a lot of people around here do not take kindly to beyond stuff just like the authentic background. Michael Jackson actually hired over 80 plus real gang members to be in the video. Now, there was 80 plus gang members, authentic gang members, and on top of that, he hired 20 different dancers, professional dancers.
And they're coming together to rumble, to fight. And my objective is to, I'm telling them, don't fight, turn the other cheek. It's your brother, we're telling them. I do it in aggressive beat and rhythm and dancing and everything.
You got real gang members in too.
Yeah, we have real gang members integrated in with dancers. We got lots of real gang members in it.
Now, the two main actors that played the gang leaders were Vincent Patterson and Michael Peters. And the video was directed by Bob Giraldi. Now, Michael Jackson brought this idea of authenticity to CBS and pitched the video idea, and they didn't want to fund it. And for whatever reason, they passed on that. So the money that was spent for this video actually came straight out of Michael Jackson's pocket. It cost him $150,000 to make the video. This video was filmed about 40 years ago as a recording of this video, so a lot has changed. But right behind me here is the staircase that is shown at the very end of the video. Now, there's not too much of the exterior of the warehouse in the video, but the one piece of exterior that you do get is right here, the staircase, as I was talking about a little bit ago. Now, in the video, there was only one handrail. Now there are two. Now, that's one of the big differences. Now, if you look at this warehouse gate right here, you can see that it's a bit different too. Now, it was a full-size roll-up gate back in when they recorded Beat It. But now you can see that they actually narrowed the gate, and it looks like they may have added that door. And now the reason why I say that, because if you notice in the video, as they pan away from the synchronized dancing, there is no door there. And the staircase is right here where it's always been. Now, in the video of Beat It, you see the gang members get in the back of a truck, load up in a truck, and I guess they're getting ready to go fight the other gang members. They are at a gas station when that happens. And the interesting thing is that gas station is right next door to the warehouse. It's right here. Now, the gas pumps look different, of course. Time has changed, but this is the gas station. So it's a bit of trickery in the video. You're thinking they're loading up the truck and they're driving for miles, but nope, it's right there across the street. Now, of course, like I said, it's a soccer shop now, and it has pretty much all your soccer needs. And in fact, we're gonna go in and we're gonna take a peek around just real quick. All right, so let's go inside the store and check it out. I want to give a shout out to Soccer Shop USA. I really appreciated them allowing me to film in here. Now, this is looking inside from the soccer shop, and you can see it still has a very high ceiling. It's just like a warehouse. So yeah, this is where the synchronized dancing and the knife fight would take place. This is it. All right, let's move on. Now, if you wanted to check out the warehouse for yourself, it's not a bad neighborhood. It's a little industrial, but it's not, it's not, you know, a scary place. It's out here at 458 South Alameda Street, Los Angeles, California. Now, the actual warehouse for Michael Jackson are over here on 5th Street. So if you come down to Alameda Street, you would have to turn on 5th Street. Now, these manholes right by the warehouse filming location might be the manhole that was used in the video. But I have my doubts, because in the video, you can see exposed tracks. So I feel in my gut that these probably are not them, or the tracks have been removed. Well, I tell you what, why don't we have a little bit of fun? Why don't we drive around this area and see if we can find exposed tracks right by manholes. It's worth a shot. Let's go. Aha! Behold, exposed tracks. Now, if indeed these are the manholes, there's 2 possible contenders out of 3. It could possibly be this one. Now, this one's far enough away from the tracks, and possibly the tracks were fully exposed at the time of the recording. Okay, hold up. Now, I did a little more research in post, and I found this photo. Now, these tracks right here are tracks that clearly ran by the gas station right across the street from the warehouse. And this is a manhole right by railroad tracks. Now, they have removed them since, but I believe now that the manhole that the man comes out of and Beat It is right here by the warehouse. Mystery solved. Okay, let's move on to our next locations. So this is a very dangerous area. I'm not going to get out of my car right here, but this right here is the alley that the gang members would come down. And over here on the other side is where the other gang members are, right over there. They would come down from that way. All right, let's get out of here. So I'm gonna give you the address of that place, although I advise people not to really go around there. Specifically, don't go around there with a camera. They get really mad at you, but it's right by St. Agnes Hotel. It's 560 South Gladys Avenue, Los Angeles, California. The Beat It Bar is now a convenience store called Brothers Market. Back in the day when Beat It was filmed, it was called Hard Rock Cafe, but not the Hard Rock Cafe as we know it today. Now, it's not the safest neighborhood, so I would advise just looking at it from your car. The Beat It Bar, now convenience store, is at 300 East 5th Street, Los Angeles, California. Now right here at the San Fernando building, it's where the pool hall scene was shot for the video of Beat It. Now, where it's located is right down these stairs. Now obviously, it's long gone. There used to be the Brunswick Billiard Academy. It has closed doors long ago. And it was said to be in the basement, so if you were to go down these stairs right here, that's where it used to be. Now I already noticed that there's security looking over at me, so it's time to go. But I do believe that this interview was taken at the Brunswick Billiard Academy. Check it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, just close personal friends. You got close personal friends?
Quincy Jones is a friend. And there's a few others.
They're all in show business?
Jane Fonda's a good friend. Dinah Ross.
Yeah.
Very dear friend, Dinah Ross. She's the kind of person I can tell her anything. The most private of secrets. And she tells me her secrets as well.
If you wanted to check out the pool hall from the Beat It video, it's in the San Fernando building at 400 South Main Street, Los Angeles, California. And it's a safe enough neighborhood to walk around in. All right, folks, it's now time to debunk one of the filming locations. What am I talking about? Well, you're gonna have to stick around and find out. Let's go. Before I continue, I have to give credit to a blog called I Am Not a Stalker. The woman that runs the site really did the heavy lifting for this part, and I really have to give her a shout out. Thank you so much, and please, I'm gonna leave the link for her blog down below in the description box. Please go check out her blog. Right behind me here is the Monte Carlo. Now, a lot of people think that this is where the Michael Jackson restaurant is. So the Monte Carlo restaurant has been closed for the past few days. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like we're not going to be able to go inside. Which is really strange because on Google it shows that the Monte Carlo restaurant is still open. Now there was certainly good reason to think that the inside of this restaurant was the actual Beat It location. And we're going to go over that, and then we're going to compare and contrast to where the real location of the restaurant is. And the reason why the correction is because if anybody comes around to look at the filming locations, I want to make sure everybody gets the proper locations, regardless of the restaurant is still up or open. Well, ladies and gentlemen, third time's a charm. Looks like the Monte Carlo is open, so we're going to go inside and we're going to look at it and we're going to see why it was thought as the Beat It video. And I'm going to show you 3 things throughout this video that actually proves it's not. Now, however, I think this is a great place to be the unofficial Beat It restaurant, or the unofficial official Beat It restaurant. Because you're gonna find that the Monte Carlo Cafe feels like you're in the Beat It video. Since roughly 2010, the Monte Carlo Cafe has been thought of as the Beat It filming location, the cafe in the Beat It video. And as you can see, the cafe has embraced its identity. You can see the similar shape of the countertop and the bottom part of the wall painted green, just like in the video. The doorway here is almost spot on with where the doorway is in the video. So why is this not the cafe used in the Beat It video? Well, let's go over those right now. Now this is the other location we're going to be comparing the Monte Carlo Cafe to. And we're going to go over the reasons why this place was really the location of the cafe. Let's start out with where Michael Jackson swings open the double doors of the cafe, and let's look at what's behind him. And let's compare that to what's across the street from the restaurants today. Now this right here is across the street from the Monte Carlo Cafe. Let's take a look at the building right across the street. As we can see, that building looks nothing like the building in the Beat It video. Now, this is across the street from where the other restaurant used to be. And, not an exact match, but it is closer. But you know what? There's another scene where the door opens. Let's take a look at that. Ah, right there. Did you see that? Let's get a little closer look by pausing that one area. See that little spot? Boom. Now that little section right there looks very much like this little spot. I think we found a match, but maybe this isn't the strongest argument. Let's try something else. There's something else we can see as the two guys walk out of the cafe at the beginning of the Beat It video. Right there. You see that? Let's pause it. Now that's a little hard to see, but that's definitely not the Monte Carlo Cafe. That looks like it says Special Cafe. And proof that there used to be a Special Cafe, there's a bunch of old TV shows where the Special Cafe appeared in the background. Now, if you still don't think that is good enough evidence and you still think the Monte Carlo restaurant is the cafe, I got one more piece of evidence that will probably change your mind. Now, notice in the background, notice there's an address. Now, it's backwards because we're looking out from the window. But if you turn that number around, that would read 416. Now let's look at the address of the Monte Carlo Cafe. 109. Now let's look at the other place where the Special Cafe used to be. Look at that. 412. Now there's no way the Monte Carlo Cafe anywhere near 412. So that has to rule out the Monte Carlo restaurant. Ah, but you say, the 416 is nowhere to be seen. Where's that at? We only see 412. That's because this building here was completely renovated. It used to have several different storefronts in the front. The whole building has always been 412, but there was two other storefronts right in the front, and it was 416, which is the Special Cafe, and 414, which used to be a different storefront. The main building used to be called Southern Hotel, and this here is the entrance to the Southern Hotel. That right there was the Beat It Cafe, which is unfortunately no longer there. I would say that even though the Monte Carlo is not the Beat It restaurant, I would say it is a perfect place for us Michael Jackson fans to adopt it as the Beat It video restaurant, because when you're in there, it feels like you're in the Beat It video. And the original restaurant has been torn down, so yeah, we can adopt that restaurant. I say we can still say it's the Beat It restaurant. However, if you wanted the real filming location, you would go to the other spot. But also, Monte Carlo gives you these cool cups here with your favorite beverage in there, a Michael Jackson cup I mean, how can you go wrong with the place? So you should still go check out the Monte Carlo. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me, and right behind me here is a beautiful mural. Great place to end this video on. If you want to check out more videos of mine, please go check out my latest video, which is the NWA iconic locations. Check that video out, and if you want to continue watching Michael Jackson videos, right over here is a Michael Jackson video. Guys, I'll see you in any one of those videos, and bye-bye.